nasty thing. My opponent has brought. Going right into the action, not even going to look at what's going on. I'm already getting shot here on this map, Glade of the Everqueen. My opponent has decided to just bring it. I'm going to bring it. I have a Shaman sorcerer, or Shaman, and I'm using the tree line. The tree line here on Glade is fantastic for anyone trying to use a shotgun skull cannon on top of me. Summoning 2 Doom Divers to go straight into it. That's right. We're going straight into the action here. 2 Doom Divers right on top of that boy. And he is sending in Marauders, Khorne Gores, everything. And we are going to send the boys in. We got some boys just standing there taking shots like champions. And we're going to have this Orc Shaman Sorcerer, or Orc Shaman, just do his thing. My poor goblins on my home objectives getting hit. Spear Slopnir, not bad, but not fantastic. And we are going to give them that big Mumbo-jumbo chant. 17 to 11, I think we got this. And those are, I don't think those are Bloodletters, actually. Those might be Skull Reapers. And that Mumbo-jumbo chant actually is, no, those are Bloodletters, and I'm surprised they're not going for my caster. I mean, look at him. He's ready to go. Yeah, plus 16 leadership, 24 melee attack, 25% armor piercing and base weapon damage. Fantastic. Valkia, though, will beat him up pretty good, so we need to get in here. We have Black Orcs with their Bulwark going in here, and these are the Shielded variants. These lads are tanks. And I mean it. They will outlast anything Khorne will bring on them. That's why we're trying to deal with these armor-piercing units as quick as we can with these Savage Orc Arrow boys. Dropping the axes on them. Here we go to give them 48 melee attack. And they will beat back Khorne Gores, Valkia, everything. Quite handily, actually. My opponent has sent in Furies and Dogs to come deal with my silly little artillery. But that's okay, because my artillery is not that important. It's kind of a distraction. If he wants to trade in 1,000 points of units, I'll trade 1,000 points of units. With only 1,000 points worth of units. We got squigs, squigs, and more squigs. And they will eat these dogs like hot dogs. He got 1 Doom Diver, I'll give him that. But can he get the 2nd Doom Diver? As the Doom Divers just keep throwing in those artillery pieces, we are just cleaning up everything here, thanks to these Savage Orc Arrow boys. I've really been enjoying them. They are just saving me, the saving grace here. I was actually considering going mass arrows and then realized maybe that's not the best idea. They stand still pretty hard. And honestly, with the Skull Cannons, it's best to actually get engaged melee with Khorne. And the Orcs don't mind that. We can increase our melee attack to outdo anything Khorne throws at us. We can throw squigs, squig hoppers, and have a great time. Although Khorne Gores kind of flipped the... So, before the DLC, Khorne had one big strength. It was great at killing infantry. It had one giant weakness. It could not deal with cav properly. Any sort of cav. I mean, you could with Flesh Hounds, but Flesh Hounds were just hell expensive. But heavy cav, moderate to heavily armored cav, it was a big problem. And that's where Khorne Gores come in. Hell, even monsters. 1350, you had to use minotaurs, and that's all you really had. Now with Khorne Gores at 1700, which really should be 675, if not 650, then you can do that. Then you can deal with all these giant monsters and maybe even monstrous infantry units. Or cav units. Yeah, just large units in general just were always a problem for Khorne, but now Khorne Gores kind of meld that. I really do think, though, they should drop 25 points. Just so they could deal with it properly. Oh, and these Skull Cannons, I was worried about them, but now it doesn't seem too bad. We are just overwhelming Khorne. Although he is pushing us into our deployment. This reminds me of how World Leaders play. They're just so fast and try to do everything they can, but we're here with a lot of cav and a lot of punch. Look at this. Nice little setup, get the little surround. I don't know where his Furies are going. The Skull Cannon, though, did get a great shot there, so we need to mosey on in and cause these charges to break down these lines so we can retake this objective. And retaking it, we will. And there's just too much for my opponent. And the problem is he then has to engage my units, which means he has to engage my cav to actually regain ammo, because most of his shots aren't really doing that fantastic. If anything, they're doing a lot of friendly fire as well. My dopiness. I forgot to charge with my stupid squigs. Just look at them being cute. The pigs are just sitting there, watching my units get crumped. Ugh. And more Khorne boars. Thankfully, they don't have charge defense, and they really don't need it. Or even charge reflection. Because, man, they absolutely... I mean, look at that. They destroyed the cav like that. No problem. So, I see the writing on the walls. If I want to actually hold my home objective, I'm going to need to make some moves. And his skull cannons are engaged, so I don't have to worry too much about getting shot. And this map is very hilly. I'm sure you guys have noticed now that the skull cannons have been hitting lots of the hills so far, and just having a hard time maneuvering through this type of terrain. We still have our bulwark shielded black orcs with immune psychology up on those side points right there. Should be at least 2 of them still, maybe even all 3. Hard to tell right now. Excuse me. And just more cav coming through. I mean, orc cav is still fantastic. 650, good armor, shielded, armor piercing, solid charge bonus. Yeah. My orc shaman trying to get to work on these furies. And hopefully we can deal with them with these boy spears. Yeah, there goes some of the bulwarks. Just hold the line. 60-something melee defense. 62, 64 melee defense with that bulwark ability. Fantastic. Probably 66, actually. Yep, 66. Those Khorne gores can't even get them close to getting through. And they're just slowly getting whittled away. These Khorne gores. And that Mumbo-jumbo chant along with the wall. Such a fantastic combo. I also took that spell to give us an area of units plus 40 melee attack, so you're doing that, the wall, that's at least 64 melee attack. And then the Mumbo-jumbo adding another 24, so looking at least 88 melee attack in an area around Mr. Mumbo-jumbo plus 10% physical res. I mean, with all these Khorne gores and marauders of Khorne, that's pretty damn good. Especially with the Mumbo-jumbo here on foot. I mean, if Scarbrand or something were to show up, that would suck, but I think I would just make sure I never ever engage Scarbrand ever again. And this Shaman is actually, I think he's a little bit overpriced. I think at this point I got him at 17, maybe 1800. And he's not, or no, maybe. I think he was actually 1500. 1500 on foot. And with the boar, I think he's like 17, maybe 1900 with that, my whole setup. And I wouldn't have taken a few spells or anything had he been on board. And then his wyvern's just so expensive, but I don't think the wyvern really is worth it. I think on foot or the boar is just the way to go. Just keep them cheap and fair. Wyvern, if you can, I mean, most of the times there's a lot of factions with better air units, and you don't exactly have that option. I mean, having the wyvern is nice, but you don't ever want to send this caster to go and try to bully anything. Not on the back lines, not on the front lines. You just want it nice and easy. Now, is this caster better than Azeg? That's for you to decide. But that Mumbo-jumbo chant, it's real nice. Although it does... not being able to move for 30 seconds does suck. But when you have a whole lot of boys just surrounding a unit like that, it can absolutely work. More fears coming in right now. Oh, there we go. Finally pushing this bastard off the point. All that's left are a bunch of skull cannons. And this is how Khorne plays. They just try to trap you in. Valky's trying to come in for a kill, but luckily we can trap Valky now. Yep, poor Valky. She thought she could get a nice, easy kill. Nah, she's gonna go to the dumpsters. Or at least we're gonna try to put her there. These Furies backing up the skull cannons is a problem. That ROR skull cannon, though, is about to go. Thank goodness. Get out of here. Get out of here! You cheeky chap. Cheeky Kunt. These Furies. God, Furies are just so good. Absolute. Nah. I think I got like 2,500 with the Fury. Or maybe there was 2,500 in this game. I don't know, but I know that Furies are just bonkers. Or at least Khorne Furies. People are saying like Slaanesh and Nurgle Furies were the best. Nah, Khornes are pretty damn good. They make most units evaporate. Oh, speaking of evaporate, watch these dogs disappear. Oh, so good. So damn good. And now, we need the triple cap. Absolutely need it. We're too even on value. Those Black Orcs are still on the objective. Jeez, they are not going down. I really like these shielded Black Orcs. I really like a big tanky unit, and they just, for 1,000, they last forever. Oh my goodness. They play the way the Orcs want to be played. They just sit there and be tough. They're the hardest gits. Tough as nails. Speaking of tough, this Skull Cannon needs to go. I've been sitting here watching this thing just crump my lads. These Savage Orcs are actually gonna hold up pretty decent to Furies, which is kind of weird. No, my Shaman! And here comes the big push. 3 units trying to go take his home objective, which we have done. Let's see, what has he got? He's got a big push of something. I think it was just Marauders and maybe a thing of Minotaurs to come deal with my Cav, which will trade up to my Cav. Yeah, I can see the Minotaur full banner from here. But that's okay. He's going to lose his Furies, he's going to lose his Skull Cannon, and then we're just going to force it forward and try to hold out on this triple cap as long as we can. Pull back the boys, try to bog down the Minotaurs with lads, so we don't have to deal with that. Forcing him to bring in the Marauders, and then we countercharge the Marauders. That's how that works out. I've played enough Khorne to know how this shit works. We got some Spear Boys, we got some more boys. Both Bulwarks are just... Oh, I love these units. Look at that. How many units have they gone through, honestly? I mean, if this was any other faction, they would have been absolutely dumpsters by spells by now. Some giant bombarding spell or some shit. But no. Which is actually kind of interesting, because some factions can't do that. They'll probably bring, like, Burning Head or something, which leaves the Bulwarks kind of... Yeah, it leaves them a bit open to all that chaff clearing spells, which is really nice for how cheap they are. I mean, you could do the same thing with the regular Black Orcs with their great weapons, or whatever you want to call them. The OG Black Orcs. Oh, Fury's jumping down on my Boar Boys, my Savage ones. No! Oh, I should have turned them around. Valkyrie, why won't you die? And here come the Minotaurs. I see the writing on the walls there. I know I can't get the flank. I don't have my Lord. I need to start pulling units back to where they are. I was going to pull all the units from the side point onto the first point, but Khorne is great at also stealing objectives, especially now that it's got Khorne Gores to come out of Vanguard. So yeah, we're just going to sit here, try to maneuver on through, get the charge on these Skull Reapers, and watch them melt. Damn. 104. Man, these guys have insane leadership. It's too bad they suck. I mean, even a charge from... Oh, okay, there's 2 Boar Boys. Okay, that makes more sense. More Boars coming in. We got Savage Orcs, we got Spears trying to get in there. Oh, it's not going to be a good time for me or my opponent. And we almost caught up, too. Okay, he's retaking his home objective, but we still... It's no longer a triple cap range. As a matter of fact, he has to come grab the other objective now. I think he might have... No, yeah, he's got to grab this one. These Black Orcs... As many of them as there are, I don't know if they'll be able to last against both Valkyrie and these dogs. And the Blood Reapers. And everything. Or Bloodletters. There's so much blood and skulls and all that shite. And these Furies were so afraid of my Cav, they just ended up crumbling. Jeez. I'll take it. Seeing the writing on the walls and seeing as how my Cav's far faster than my opponent, we ended up running away and going straight to the side objective. We can, I don't mind running over some Bloodletters with some boys. Matter of fact, that's going to be my ideal thing to do right now. Boop, boop. Just crushing these lads. Squig herds coming in as well. Oh, look at those health bars go down. Oh, my opponent thought he was going to get a nice, easy pickup, but no. And it looks like he's trying to make his way to my home objective, too. And we are up now. Thank goodness. Fury's on my home objective. A bit of a problem. They could intercept reinforcing units, but we got plenty of squig herds to come deal with them. Valky is just annoying. Ugh. But I also don't think she's the right choice here. I think the Bloodspeaker is the right call. Bloodspeaker and its Mortis and support buffs really do help out here. Valky is good for punishing, I guess, the Cav, but there's so many of them, she doesn't really do much. Whereas the Bloodspeaker and maybe losing a Skull Cannon to get either like a Khorne or two and some more Marauders in to deal with chaff. Did he open with a Skull Reaper? He might have. Yeah, he opened with an Exalted Bloodletter, I remember. The Exalted Bloodletter probably just lower that down to a Bloodletter and get another Marauder. So you can deal with this. Because I started out with, what, 5 more units than he did? Maybe more? My units are cheap, efficient, and they trade upwards pretty damn good. And they're cav. And yeah, at this point, we're at the end of the game. My opponent needs to triple cap me, and there's no way he can cap his objective, the side, and my objective all at the same time while I'm just throwing more units. With only 20 seconds to go, GG's opponent, GG's. Everything lived. Bulwarks. Only one of them got capped at the end there. So most of them, 2 out of 3 lived throughout that whole engagement, which is real nice. I unsummoned 1, so maybe none of them died. Definitely should have lost the artillery, didn't really need it. Although it was nice to trap in those Furies and force them out. So maybe bringing them wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, good stuff here, good stuff here. But yeah, I think the Bloodspeaker's the way to go instead of Valky, just as support. And yeah. Alright folks, we're at the end of the video here. If you liked it, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 2,000 right now. Come join me on stream when we have them. Come see me play, whether it's joining on the ladder, multiplayer, 2v2s, free-for-alls, the works. Alright, with all that said, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.